Alrighty, so you already know where you are. You're on the King's Tea Spill. It's me, as always, King RJ, here with the other kings of the panel. How you doing today, King Jaker?
I'm feeling well. I'm doing well. Thank you.
Great, great. And how you doing, King Lois?
I'm doing well. Back. Glad to see everyone.
Yes, yes. Always a pleasure to have you back. So unfortunately, King Nick has decided to leave the show, so he will no longer be with us. As always, make sure you hit that subscription button and click the notification bell for more updates from the King's Tea Spill. Alrighty, so it's everybody's favorite part of the show. It's the Royal Games. This week we're gonna wrap back and play Never Have I Ever. So for those of you who don't know, I'm gonna say something, and if the Kings have done it, they're gonna hold up a sign that says I have. And if they haven't done it, they're gonna hold up a sign that says I have not. Alrighty, Kings, so let's go on and get started. So never have I ever had a die-hard celebrity crush. I'm talking about full out fandom.
Oh,
Y'all ready? Three, two, one.
I don't think I have.
So nobody is going crazy over any celebrities.
Like
No,
stalking, like?
No, not like stalking, but like you have posters, you have like all their CDs or all their movies.
Oh, I'm a Jackson fan. I'm a
Which one?
Lamb too. Michael and Janet. The only two
What
that
about
matter.
Tito, Jermaine,
I
Reedy?
mean, I didn't have any of their albums, so really attest to that.
Yeah. Are you standing anybody, King Lois?
no, because Little Kim, I had all her CDs, but I wasn't attracted to her in that way. So,
Gotcha,
that's
gotcha,
the
gotcha.
preference, so.
And I'm one of those people who has a lot of crushes, just not on celebrities. Like I just never did. Um, so let's get our final question. Final question is: never have I ever slept with someone that I knew I wasn't supposed to. I.e., it could be like a best friend's ex
Oh,
or anything along anybody that you were like, I knew I wasn't supposed to do that.
uh-oh.
You ready? Three, two, one. Okay, so Jeremy is out of it.
Yeah.
I am going to be very brief about this. I've had some experiences where um, I didn't exactly know who it was until after. And
What?
yeah,
Like the person overall, you didn't know who they were until after?
back in my early college days, yes, early, early college days. That ended real fast, real fast. But yeah, I ended up messing with somebody, one of my friends was dealing with, and I didn't know.
Uh-oh.
Um, King Lois.
Well, mine's all were intentional because I had an ex best friend who I told them not to date someone because that was my first boyfriend, and they got into a long term relationship. I talked to somebody else. After they broke up with them, they went with another one of my somebody who I was just casually talking to. Also, they was in a 7 year relationship with them. So they got with a boy who really liked me, and I did what I did. I made him break up with her on his birthday, actually.
Oh,
You put it down like that.
Yes.
vindictive, the word of the day.
An emphasis on the dick.
Okay, vindictive. Alrighty, guys, we'll be right back.
Welcome back, guys, to Kingsley Spilt, and this is We the People. President Biden is pulling out of Afghanistan. After 20 years of fighting in Afghanistan, President Biden has decided that September 11th will be the date that the troops of America pull out of Afghanistan. It's getting a lot of heat on both sides. Republicans are upset that they're pulling out right now. They feel like a lot of the fighting is still going on. Does anyone have anything to say about this? Is a 20-year war, by the way, right? So this war has been going on for 20 years. It's the longest war of any war we've ever had. Over $1.2 trillion spent, or $2 trillion spent, actually, I just read. Should America be so involved in other countries for so long when even here we have domestic terrorism, right? We have this war was about fighting terrorism. It's they went after Afghanistan when we really know, and we have lawsuits out that say that the Saudis were really involved in that. They never went after Saudi Arabia. We have so much going on in this country. Why are we in other countries? Why are we still wasting our money, our taxpayers' money, on other countries? King Lois.
So I'm in agreement with President Biden. I think we were over there too long. After 9/11, they should have been out of there because there's nothing we can do. There's no more we can do. I can say on my end. They're always going to fight. They're always going to do this. But like you also said, we got so much going on right now in our own country. This terrorist and I hate to say the terrorists are living in our own country and they're not foreigners at all. They're not foreigners. And I don't want to go into that and call people out because of their race and nationality, but we got terrorists and we got things we need to fix here first before we try to help anyone else. So I think that our troops need to come back. And we have lost so many lives over there as well, too. So many lives.
Over 23, I believe it's 23,000 lives lost, over lots of PTSD. We have hundreds of thousands of people of Afghanistani nationality who have died. After these wars, we know that people start to get more angry towards America. We're kind of like, I guess, giving birth to more terrorists sometimes because of what we're doing in these countries. China actually went out and said that America is a hypocrite for coming after them on a world stage about how they treat their citizens. RJ, anything on how America treats their citizens versus being patriotic around the world and saying that they're going to help the world? What do we think?
I think that America needs to refocus and reevaluate how it treats its citizens. I don't think that we've reached any point where it is anywhere close to how it's supposed to be. I will say this too. I wish more Americans would pull out. I think that needs to be a conversation that we have. Um, but I will say, as far as the war is concerned, I'm kind of 50-50 on it. I feel like if there is a need for us to stay there as a presence, then we should. If there's no need, we should move on. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's either way with me as far as bringing the troops home. If there's no need for them to be over there anymore, bring them on home. But if there is still a need for the American presence there, then keep them there. I look at it from both sides because people there, that's giving more men and women more jobs in the military. So it's kind of a two-handed fold with that with me.
I mean, but let's talk about this real quick. If you talk about what's going on at the borders, right? Couldn't our armed forces be there?
They could.
We have a
I think
whole thing about, you know, Mexicans. People have the whole thing about Mexicans coming in and illegally. I just always wonder, why isn't our military like on that front line? You
right.
know,
I think there is a lot of restructuring that can happen so
right,
that they keep their jobs if they do come home.
Right.
My only thing is that is if we leave and it's gonna make it worse for them, I would rather us just stay.
Well, I feel you. I think definitely restructuring needs to be done. We spend, I think they added 20 billion to the last year's war budget. This homeless people on the streets. Why don't we rebuild some of these buildings that are just sitting there, getting more and more dusty and dirty, and people think it's an eyesore. Let's build back this country. We always say America first, but I don't really see it. And from the war, we go to the Amazon. And speaking of Amazon, we're talking about Amazon. Jeff Bezos, one of the richest men in the world, he's saying that there should not be a union at Amazon. Now, I don't know where you guys have worked. Um, I've worked for many companies that have a lot of people who work for them. I've also worked for Amazon. I'll just say that. And I've been inside of Amazon. Um, I will say that if you um, don't want to vote for a union, right? Wherever you are, and I know a lot of companies tell you not to look for a union, or bring in a union. I think that you may be missing out. A lot of the workers at Amazon this recently in Alabama went to vote, but the vote didn't pass. Only 16% said that they wanted a union. Um, Amazon is known for trying to sway people from not being in the union. They actually sent text messages to people, letting them know that dues would be taken out of their paychecks. They told people that a lot of things that they tried to scare people with, and then they didn't vote for this union. Have you guys ever been, I guess, approached by anyone to be in a union at your jobs? Have you ever had that conversation with coworkers about unionizing? What do we think, King RJ?
I will say that I've never personally done any jobs that would call for a specific union. Um, but I do have friends and family that have worked in like factory settings and different kind of things like that that did call for a union, and I did see how important it was, and how beneficial it was to have that union backing. So I definitely think that it's important. Um, I think that the steps that they took to try to persuade people not to vote for the union were a little sneaky. I mean, I don't think they told anybody anything that's not true.
Well,
I
they
think
did. They
that
did tell people that they would get it taken out. The union dues would get taken out of their check, which wasn't true. So they were trying to do more than just sneaky. They were like really trying to sway people. Like, don't do this. They would make them go to trainings on while they were at work too, which can be very intimidating too. I like I said, I work for Amazon. I'll tell you, it's hard to work there. I've seen people work there 16 hours straight, and I would come in on a 4-hour shift, and they would just be like zombies. And I would say, why don't you go home? Oh no, the money. Now that's the one thing. Amazon does pay people, above the minimum wage in certain states. I know in Jersey it was like $16. So a lot of people need that money, and they would really be working like zombies. King Lois, anything on this kind of discussion?
I will only say, like, I'm here for the union. Also, as well as you, I worked at Amazon, and I just think Alabama they were swayed a different way because I'm not going to say the lack of education, but it's just like how the presidency went. It's just like they voted for Trump when he was in office because their parents are against unions, so they're against unions, not doing all the research. And I hate how extreme they were with the Latin community, telling them that they're going to get deported and stuff like that, and they're going to lose their jobs. And that was terrible. That was terrible. Um, Also, I don't think they know that the union rep is there to help them. Like it's certain things they that the company as a whole won't be able to do. They won't just be able to fire you off the whim because they're mad at you or you wasn't able to come in. They don't understand. They need to do. I just feel like they need to do more research and see how the union rep is for the people. How so-called HR is for the people. No, your union rep is going to be for you. You know what I'm saying? If you have a problem with your manager, you don't have to be scared. All you have to do is call your union rep and tell them how you've been being treated and you feel
Right.
like you're not being treated fairly. And your union rep would do an investigation, unlike how HR does. My opinion, I'm here for it.
I
Right.
think
And King
that
Louis, oh, I'm sorry.
I think that that also goes back to the discussion we had previously about them trying to do voter suppression and changing the rules about voting. A lot of it is trying to change the narrative.
And from Amazon, we go to FedEx, and actually a lot of the mass shootings. So this week we've seen a mass shooting at FedEx facilities. 8 people dead, including the shooter. He got in there. He killed a few people outside. He got in there. People didn't have their phones because FedEx, like Amazon, they don't allow phones in. I actually used to sneak my phone in, so I'm gonna be honest about that. I always took my phone inside. Um, they have a little security booth. It never stopped me. But here we are, gun control, right? We have everyone talking about it. We have the Biden administration talking about it. Um, there's a problem in America. We are the laughing stock of the entire world. We have the most guns in the world, the most mass shootings, the most deaths by guns. White on white crime is high, 93%. Black on black crime, Hispanic crime. It doesn't matter. Guns are a problem in America with background checks and things of that nature. Um, I'm a two-way supporter. I'm a gun owner. Um, but we have a problem. What are we thinking, King Lois? Oh,
The first problem, we've been having a problem with gun control. The video you recently shared with me, and I wasn't even thinking about that. Baltimore and Chicago, there is a problem. So it's so sad when it affects certain communities, it becomes a problem. It's been a problem. It's been a problem. Like the video was stating, people in Illinois can go to Indiana, get these guns, take them back, and something I didn't even realize what was going on, what people failed to realize about this Second Amendment, there's gun trafficking. There is gun trafficking going on right here in the United States, the land of the free, so patriotic, so this and so that. And I understand the Second Amendment, but something has to be done, not just because of the massive shooting, but something needs to happen because we people are getting murdered senselessly. Excuse me for slurring a little bit. Had a little cocktail, but it's just something needs to be done. Something needs to be done. We just can't look at the massive shootings. We need to look at these urban communities and see something. There's a problem. There's been a problem. It's just so upsetting to me when it hits the main force and stuff like that. There's, oh, we got to do this. We got to do background checks. We should have been doing background checks, been doing it. Look at Baltimore and look at Chicago. It's just very devastating. So like I've said, like I feel the same way as you. I'm 50-50, but I feel like there needs to be background checks with these
right.
guns.
And with the background checks, a lot of people are going in on the Biden administration saying that they're going to come get your guns. The Biden administration does not want to come get Americans' guns. They want to get the guns that are weapons of warfare. So you're talking the AR guns, things like that. They want those guns out of people's hands who are not mentally sound. King RJ, any thoughts on the gun control issue?
I think that it's definitely an issue that has been addressed and debated and addressed and debated under every single administration, going back to when guns were first created. I'm sure that they were discussing whether or not people should have the right to have guns. And, you know, like you said, it's a 50-50. It's a 50-50 thing. People have them for protection. People are have them that shouldn't have them. I think that there definitely needs to be a plan of action for making sure that people who are not mentally capable of, you know, having control with them shouldn't be able to get them at all. Um, but I think that it's going to be a topic that's debated for a long time because how do you determine what makes somebody not mentally capable to have a gun? So it's
Well,
just
I
go
mean,
ahead.
one point I bring up, this guy who did the shooting at the FedEx facility, his mother brought up that he tried to die by suicide by cop last year. So they knew about this, and I think that people knew that there was a problem, but he was still able to keep and hold these guns. Um, King Lois, anything about it?
And that's a problem. I feel like they should be held accountable. That's a problem. It's a problem. Like you knew last year this person was not maybe mentally in the right state to have a firearm, but he was still able and allowed to have a firearm. And you can't tell these families, well, we should have did more and we're sorry, because sorry doesn't bring back anyone's loved one. So it's
Right.
just very disappointing and very disheartening with our system when you have the information and this person. I'm not going to call him a menace, but he wasn't mentally able to carry a firearm. My opinion. That's just my opinion. It's just sad. It is very sad. It's sad.
Right. And I mean, in this country, we have a lot of things going on. Of course, the death of Dante Wright, many other senseless killings in this country. There's a lot of people who should not have guns. There's a lot of people who we should not trust with guns also. And I mean that on the police force as well. Um, we need to have a full on real conversation about mental health in this country. Um, I'm a person who has a mental health disorder, but I don't want to kill people. So there
Exactly.
are people who we know, racist people. And I thought about this as we were going to talk about this topic. But if you're a cop, I don't even think you're a cop. You should be playing like Call of Duty on your off time. You know what I mean? There are certain things we got to start really thinking about. What do we allow people to do for too long in this country, and the type of profession they have, and should they be allowed to have a gun? And I don't even know. RJ, anything? Lois, anything before we? No.
Um,
Okay.
I want to say one thing. Can we give like a 30-second moment of silence so that people who've lost their lives due
Right.
to gun violence? It's just becoming too much. It's becoming the norm. Like every week there has been, to me, my opinion, since January, there has been a mass shooting.
Yeah.
It has been mass shooting ever since 2021. We have Colorado, we have Indiana, we have the young man we discussed about not too long ago who went into his home and killed his baby mother's mother, brother, cousin. Every,
Atlanta
Atlanta, I'm sorry,
too.
Atlanta. So sorry if I'm forgetting about y'all. In Atlanta, that young man going to different spas and killing people. Why I'm stating this and reiterating this is that there's a problem. There's a serious problem.
Well, guys, I hope that we can get this together, and we'll be back.
Alrighty, guys. So we're in the King's Closet. This week we are going to be reviewing male body slash jumpsuits. So let's take a look at a couple. Alrighty. So Kings, let's talk about these. Let's talk about male jumpsuits overall. I've definitely noticed on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, like male jumpsuits are becoming the thing. With everybody being quarantined, having to stay in, and everybody's going to the gym, working on their body. It's summertime. Everybody wants to show off, and it seems like jumpsuits are just the way to go. So, King J, how are you feeling about jumpsuits?
I think they're cool. I mean, I just hope you never have to go to the bathroom real quick. But I think they're cool.
Got you. And King Lois?
I think it's a trend right now. I like them, but I think it's real trendy right now. I think it's going to fade out probably by next summer.
Got you. Do either of you guys have a jumpsuit?
I do.
I do.
Oh, so okay, so we're in support. Gotcha,
Hmm.
gotcha. I definitely have maybe 4 or 5 of them.
I believe it.
Yeah, I'm a big jumpsuit type of guy. Alrighty, so King Jagger, is there any one of these specifically that you want to talk about?
Definitely that the overall kind of looking one, kind of like car mechanic but sexy. At the same
Hmm.
time, you slide under the car, slide back out, and that's what's on. A little open. You know, that's my type.
Gotcha. So you like that full body one, the full body coverage.
Of these ones, yes, you know, I think I rather if you're gonna wear like the that kind of transparent one. What is it, see through?
Hmm.
Um, just wear a jock strap for me, or whatever.
Gotcha. Well, that leads us right into my point because that's the one I want to talk about. I'm all for, as we've seen on the Rough Talk episode, I'm all for a little sex, something a little sexy. And I think that no matter what your body type, if you can find that in your size, I think it would be still sexy on anybody. And that's what I like. Like, if anybody can kind of pull it off, if they can find it in their size, um, then it works. It works for me. King Lois, what about you?
I like them all except the one. It was kind of laced, and it had cotton shorts at the bottom. It kind of confused me. So that's my least favorite. It was a lot going on. I know it was actually on a runway, so
Right.
I don't know what runway that was on. I was very confused, very lost because it wasn't chic to me at all. It was very cheap, but so no. That's the only one I dislike. Every other one I love. I'm in the same boat as you with the lace. I would do it more of a bedroom candy, to spice up the bedroom,
Gotcha.
entice them.
And I think that maybe the white one was like a full nude jumpsuit, and they just put on white underwear. I mean, white like boxer type underwear. But it didn't make any sense because why wouldn't you just wear nude underwear so you can see the whole
Exactly.
illusion?
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
very confusing to me.
Yeah, but I totally understand where you're going with that. But all right, guys, so let's go on into our fashion spotlight for the week. This week we're going to talk about the one and only first lady in my book, honey, Mrs. Michelle Obama. I don't think there's anybody out there who doesn't recognize this lady as a fashion icon status, honey. There's been a couple first ladies that I would say that people kind of model their fashions after. Definitely Jackie O was one of them that people tend to go to, and of course Miss Obama. So, how King J, how you feeling about First Lady Michelle Obama?
I think that she had a hard time started the presidency under Obama. A lot of people gave her a hard time for how she looked. I know she got in trouble one time for her arms being out. People were calling her all kind of names. A lot of bigotry, pretty much, from that other side of the fence. Of the them fence, if you watch that show on Amazon, I'll say. But I think that she's a icon. I think that Black women definitely had an icon for those years, and even now, I think even now she's much better. Like I think the
Yes.
start of this, she was trying to like be safe, not really step on toes, but then towards the end of it, she was like, "Fuck it, Barack
Yeah.
don't got on again. I
I,
wear what I
I,
want."
I I definitely think the same thing. I think that during his presidency, she was kind of like how the British royal family does. Like they have
Right.
certain standards that they try to meet and stay within. I think she was trying to like do her, but like keep it very first lady, presidential. Like, but after his presidencies, honey, she's then stepped out, stepped up. Honey, she has given us. I don't think I've seen a picture where Miss Obama has looked bad ever. I don't think I've seen one. King Lois, how you feeling?
I think she's a fashionista. I love everything about her, and also too, um, everybody used to go to Jackie O, like you said, but now people are looking for fashion advice at Michelle Obama. And it's just awesome that she was a black woman who's very educated, very
Right.
articulate. So it's just awesome that, we have a positive role model in our community, being the first lady who is black and everything she stands for, her rhetoric and everything. I just love everything about her. She's just a good, well-rounded person, and her fashion is over.
Yes. And speaking of her fashion, let's take a look at these looks. Alrighty, guys. So of these five looks, let's talk about which one is your favorite. I will start. My favorite is absolutely hands down the black cut dress with the
Mm.
side swoop.
Mm.
Oh my God. Like when you talk about black excellence, if you looked it up in the dictionary, it would be that picture. Like flawless, period. Like, I don't, speechless. There's no more words for it. Like, done. Tens across the board, everywhere. Hair, dress. I can't even say her shoes, but I know them shoes was on point. I know them shoes was on point. So, King J, which one of these is your favorite look?
Okay, the one where I could say Michelle Obama stepped out and captured me definitely was that long coat at the inauguration of Joe Biden. I think when people saw her step out, it was like, first of all, it was like, is that Beyonce? Right? It wasn't
Okay.
anyone else to really think about. It was like, it's either God or Beyonce at that point, right? But it was Michelle Obama, which is more important, right? At that point in time. So I thought that she really did that. I think her hair was flawless. I think everything. She had a mask on. She killed that. Like she was showing y'all how y'all supposed to dress with a mask. All the people who say, I can't wear a mask, I hate it. Michelle Obama said, let's do it again.
Okay. She said, I'm coming to show up and show out.
Right.
Mind you, the look she had for Trump's inauguration very much speaks to how the overall feeling, honey. She was still cute, but she was very conservatively cute.
Right.
Honey, she came out looking like first lady superhero goodness realness this year.
Right. Right.
Alrighty, King Lois, which one is your favorite?
The same one. I'm going with King Jagger. Everything. So even how she stepped out the car, her whole presentation, the energy she gave, it was so powerful. Her walk was everything. I don't
Right.
know if you would know about I think his name is Saucy Santana. They even made a video of her doing the walk challenge. She didn't do it actually, but they played her walking and played the song after. She slayed that from beginning to end. It was just that was everything, the coat, the hair, the everything. She served them. She served the children. Ungodly.
Yes, she definitely showed up how a previous first lady should show up. Honey,
You know,
she showed up like she arrived
she arrived.
exactly. She said, "Our time is over, but we are here, honey." And welcome. Not to mention, President Obama didn't look too bad in himself in his suit.
He was there.
You were just so starstruck by her, you didn't even realize he was there, did you?
I'm gonna
I
tell
just
you,
love
when she stepped out, yeah, she slayed it. I will always remember that. When she stepped out, her hair blue and everything. Like Lois said, when she did that walk, it was like, did she come to take the presidency? Or like, what's really
honey,
happening?
honey, we think we have to recount the votes, honey, because we think
Right.
Michelle just won. She just won. She won it. It's over. It's a wrap. Give her the seat, Joe. Where
She
her
did it,
ear,
Joe. She did
honey.
it.
Alrighty, guys, we'll be right back.
The Kings are on break, but you and I, we've got work to do. It's time for you to like, comment, and subscribe. You know, the little like button goes like that. Then the little comment section. You can comment, let us know what you want us to talk about. And last but not least, subscribe. That's how we'll come back. If we don't come back, what will we do? What will we do? Do it. Let's go. Woo!
Alrighty, guys, welcome back to the King's Tea Spill. It's time for Lit Topics, the part of the show where we get lit and talk about topics. Alrighty, so this week, the first thing on the lit topic list is the presidential COVID PSA. So what it is was four presidents and their wives got together and built a campaign to try to get people to go out and get the vaccine. So there's been a lot of debate about the PSA. Um, One of the main things being that there's a lot of people that feel like it wasn't okay that they didn't include former President Trump in the PSA. Um, so, King Lois, how are you feeling on it? Do you feel like Trump should have been in the PSA?
No, not really, because he thought the this COVID pandemic was a key. So why are you going to invite someone who thinks this pandemic is a key? He was very racist by it, calling it the Chinese virus. So why would you want a person like that to participate in something so positive and trying to tell people that this is real, that we all need to do our part and get this and get vaccinated and get fully vaccinated? That's all they were doing. So I personally wouldn't invite Trump. And also, I wouldn't even extend the offer because I don't think he would have made it. I think he would have made up an excuse why he couldn't come or why his wife and them didn't want to be a part of it. Because we got to remember, Trump is still upset and Trump is still angry that he's lost. So I don't think they were wrong. I think he wouldn't even participated in this good call.
Gotcha. Yeah, and you touched on a great point that he definitely didn't take this serious from any point, honestly. Like the fact that he at one point was saying that we should ingest bleach as a way to keep ourselves from getting the COVID. I personally also do not feel like that the invitation would have been accepted, nor should it have been given. I think it would have created a hypocrisy amongst the video, being that he stood so wrong and he stood so against the COVID vaccine from the beginning. Mind you, him and Melania were vaccinated, but they did not do so publicly like everyone else did. So that speaks to a lot of it too. King J, how are you feeling about the PSA?
I had to take a minute to calm down just now because especially when you said about the bleach, this man should be in jail. This man killed 600,000 people. This man called the coronavirus a hoax in February. We knew about it January 3rd. He then called it the China flu. He called it the Kung flu. He said that vaccines won't work. Then he partnered with a vaccine company that he had his own hand in and then said, go get that vaccine, not any of the other ones that are out right now. He took his vaccine in private. He didn't tell his supporters he was going to do it. For you to support President Trump at this time, you're a fool. The man is a liar. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about white people. He doesn't care about black people. He don't care about no people but rich people.
And
All right?
orange people.
So if you are a person that's supporting this man, a man who lied about the vaccines, who lied about coronavirus, who said that it will be over by summer, all these things, and now you're saying he should have been invited, shame on you.
Yes, yes. But on a more positive note, it was very nice to see former presidents, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, and Jimmy Carter all come together for this special moment, and as well as their wives to, reach out and say, no matter what's going on, we have to stick together in this.
The only other thing I would say is this, and they all don't even belong to the same party, and that was
Right,
awesome. That was
right.
awesome. They can put their parties to the side, their political views to the side, and come up and get vaccinated. I think that was awesome.
Yes, very, very much so. So, moving from the PSA to reality television, let's talk Drag Race.
Oh,
We are now down to the final four queens. We have got Mick, Candy Muse, Rose, and Simone. Do we have a favorite amongst the kings? I've always been one for the Black Queen. So, I mean, it just naturally happens for me. So I'm definitely Team Simone. What about you, King Jagger?
I can say that I'm a fan of the show, but I have not seen any of the season. Um, I'm one of those people who kind of came in not understanding drag and things of that nature, even as a LGBTQI person. I wasn't understanding. So a show like this, I think, is great to have. Great representation of the people, especially Pose. I thought that was another good show that got canceled. Now I don't feel like it should have been canceled, but I think that I've heard criticism of the show and the brown girls not really winning. So I'm definitely, when I see them on the show, I definitely cheer them on. I'm actually watching on Amazon Prime the old ones. I don't get to see the new ones. I don't have cable, but I do cheer on the brown girls, and I cheer on this show. Period.
Gotcha. And King Lois?
There's only one. Only girl that's relevant. There's only one that is slaying. There's only one that is chewing. There's only one that is devouring. There's only one that is so her poise and what she stands for. There's only one that gives you a background story and you get to really know her and you can feel that what she went through when she cries, she's crying. It's not an act, it's not everything. So the only person I'm talking about is the reigning queen, Simone, who has won $20,000 already for winning challenges. She
Oh,
is winner after winner after winner.
really?
She can never be a loser if you like that.
I will say that I like that how this season overall, was very inclusive of the whole community. Like it was the first time we seen a trans person on there go really, really far in the competition.
Okay.
Then not only that, we had Tamisha Iman, who is literally gay royalty, honestly. Who came up and showed that, we ain't gone, honey. We still the legends are still here, and honey, we can still bring it.
Mm.
So I think that this season was a step in the right direction. But I think that the show overall has become more produced. It feels like a reality show versus a reality competition. Like I
Mm.
feel like they're now just setting it up for how they want it to go versus the people actually performing and doing well and that kind of thing. But Lois, I am totally with you. I feel like even if Simone wasn't black, I think that I would still be riding with her because of her energy. Just the energy that she brings to the show, I think it's different. And once again, black excellence, darling.
So I want to add to that too, what Simone did. How do you make someone so quirky into somebody who can relate with your culture? How she transformed Utica. Utica was so scared because she didn't want to offend anyone, because the card came up, so she was scared it was going to be blackface, but it wasn't. She just made Utica a representation of that, and I thought that was phenomenal. Also, something I'm not used to and accustomed to is that I'm like King Jager. I really didn't really watch RuPaul's Drag Race, but my one of my gay sisters told me I need to watch it. But to see someone go from female to male and do drag, that's something I'm not accustomed of. She's
Right.
actually a male transgender who does drag. So that's rare. So I would have never known that transgender men do drag, So it also showed me that sometimes I put people in boxes. So it opened my mind and I was amazed. I'm like, oh, she used to be a woman and turned to a man and now is doing drag. So this season is phenomenal to me because I just learned so much. So it was, I think it's this season, even though agree with King RJ, it doesn't feel like they have a certain way it wants to go. It's not really a competition. They already know who's going to win, basically. And that's the sad part because it does seem that way. But just how they open up doors for certain people. Those doors wouldn't be open. That's why I love this season the most.
Yes, yes. And that brings up a great point and moving right into our next topic, which is, living in one's truth. I think that is it's something that's very important for people of our community, is to live in your truth. Like, if you're feminine, if you're masculine, if you're a trans person, if you are short, tall, fat, skinny, like whatever it is, just live in that truth. I know that, being a guy who, does makeup and that kind of thing, sometimes it gets looked bad upon or looked down, frowned upon because, it's not masculine. But I think that once we all accept the fact that everybody has their own truth and it's their right to live in it, we'll be in a much, much better place. King Lois, how you feeling about living in your truth?
Living in your truth. A lot of people like I didn't know that me just being me that I inspire others. Like so many people have, and I'm not even trying to feel myself, but so many
Right. No,
people
it's
have
true.
me or hit me up in my inbox and told me, you're so unapologetic. I love that you're consistent. I love that you are you no matter where you go and who you are. And they just love that about me. And I thought I would never like inspire people to walk in their truth or live in their truth. But just me living my life, you know, it's just it amazes me. It definitely amazes me. People, you just gotta be comfortable in your skin. Don't worry about what other people think about you. And just be you, because they're gonna be someone who loves you. It's gonna be people who out there who loves you. And with me, that I'm very feminine. Within the gay community, they think I'm messy. They think I'm a shit squatter. They think I'm shady. I'm shady to a certain extent. Um, and they just don't even give me a chance. But once they get to know me, a lot of people have to apologize because they have put me in this box and I'm nothing what they think I am. They stereotype against me, and I hate to say that. I am the stereotype. And once they get to know me, they be like, "I'm sorry, I thought you were this, I thought you were that." I said, "No, you gotta give everybody a chance. You gotta give everybody a chance. So live your truth, be happy, be you, because you never know who you might inspire."
Yes. King Jagger, how you feeling about living in your truth?
I think that everyone takes their time to get there. I don't think anyone's journey is for anyone to really rush them to per
Right.
se. I think that everyone takes their time. Everyone's journey is definitely different. You'll get to a point where you know you are unapologetic, and you don't. Not that you don't care, but it's not necessary.
Right.
Like thing that you put up, like me, I don't. I put things up. I don't even look at who liked it. Um, and I used to. And that's not saying I don't. I don't care. I used to care. But I had to get to a point of I'm good. Me, I'm good. What I'm putting out there is what I put out there. And once you do that, you're golden.
Amen.
Gotcha. Well, all right, guys. We'll be right back. Alrighty, guys. So, it's that sad time where we have to leave you. But we're never going to do it without a final thought. So, this week, we're going to start with King Lois.
So my final thought is something we just talked about. Live your truth, be your authentic self, no matter what people think, be you, because no matter how kind you are, how friendly you are, someone is always going to have something negative to say. So be you, be happy, be free, and live your life, girl, like it's golden.
Gotcha, gotcha. Alrighty, King Jager.
um, I like that. I like that what King Lewis just said. I think give people a chance. Sometimes we don't realize some people haven't been as strong as us. Um, you know, so sometimes we criticize people without thinking of what they've been through, or we try to push people without thinking what their journey was. And sometimes you got to take a look back or take a seat back and just push them another way. So we're all going through this. We all have mental things going on. So let's support each other. Um, somehow, some way, reach out to somebody right now. Show's ending in 2 minutes. Reach out to somebody, say hey. That's it.
Gotcha. And I will say this, you know, life sometimes makes you have to make very quick decisions. And sometimes you always don't make the best decision, um, because you're put up against pressure and it's hard to see the full picture because you're in the moment. But I think that life is all about how you then respond to the moment. So um, I would just say, accept your failures, apologize, and move on. Keep the ball rolling and keep going. So you know what we say? Keep your head up, them crowns on, and we out of here.